Coming up in this episode. Okay folks, so we're back on to another Skyline video. We've went ahead, done quite a bit to the car, as you can see here. Very sorry I didn't do any unboxing or anything like that there. Only back from holidays under a severe bit of pressure to get the car ready for paint. So as you can see, we've already went and done the bonnet, the bumper, front wings, fiberglass side skirts back together again, and pretty much finished with the driver's side quarter panel. What we're going to do today is fit the hidden fixtures to the panels. So fingers crossed that goes good. Quite a bit of thought and effort went into closing in the opening inside the door shut of the quarter panel. Nobody will understand the work that was involved in that there, but I think it'll be worth it, you know, just to stop all the road dirt from going up inside it. So either in this video or the next one, don't know where it's going to be, we'll show you on the passenger side exactly how we went about fitting the quarter panel and getting it fitting right and all those sort of things. So yeah, here we go. So Big Paddy was here and welded up the arches. Done a beautiful job on them. Obviously just need to do a wee bit of tidying up here, a wee bit of seam sealer and stuff into any wee pinholes and whatnot, and then what we're going to do is just pull a nice wee line and put a bit of stone chip on right the way across here, and we're going to stone chip the whole inside of the arch just to protect it and rust proof it. So we are, yeah, looking good. So as I said in the introduction, we've already went ahead and fitted the Z-Tune front wings, bumper and the bonnet. The wings are from Ep4 Racing, so is the front bumper. Fit really good. Only issue is they primed over the top of the shiny gel coat and you couldn't quite literally scrape it off. Contacted Ep4 Racing, they didn't care about it. Said that, oh no, nobody's had any issues with it. Well, I'm sorry, if I can scrape it off with my finger, that's a major issue. So just created a pile of work now, having to remove all that there. Obviously we'll have to take out the hole for the indicator, but that's pretty minor. But yeah, considering this is fiberglass, like, the gap is really good along the edge of the bumper and the bonnet. We need to take a wee bit out of here, so we'll do out of the bonnet just to leave it right. This is actually the rubber off her original bonnet. I just set it in to see what it would be like, and like, as you can see, the gap is mint. Again, a wee bit off here. Fitment of the bumper is really good. This here incidentally is only held on with a cable tie at the minute, like, just to hold it in place, but like with the cable tie holding it, it's mint. Other side, as you can see, gap really good. It closes in a wee bit here, but it's actually in the fiberglass, so a wee bit of sanding will sort out that there. And yeah, gaps are really good. Side skirts are fitted. This part here that's hanging down just needs lifted up and bolted to the wing, but side skirt's coming off and on, so it is at the minute. So the quarter panels are screwed on at the moment. So where the screws are at the minute, so obviously there and there, we'll have another one to go in here because this is a wee bit loose. Just need one in there. So that's in place again. The gap right the way down, looking absolutely fantastic. These are from Freedom Design in Japan. So is the side skirt and the side skirt extension. To be fair, just because I did the work inside the door shut and whatnot, if I didn't have to do that, these would have pretty much went straight on. Only issue I had was here, where this indent part here was like a wee bit sharp. So put a bit of timber in behind it, a bit of heat, and it came out pretty good. As you can see, the panel just sits really nice down it. So these screws here can stay as screws. They don't need to be the hidden fixtures because these are covered over anyway. So they are. And as we go inside, the door shut, as you can see, this here has all been made out of fiberglass to fill in the gap. So obviously, yes, you can see I have a wee bit to go here just to fill that in. Another wee bit to go here, but I already have the plastic splash guard installed into the back side. You may or may not be able to see it, but it's already installed there. You see the screws for it, but that's kind of holding this up. So that's basically the way that's going to be. As I said, same in the introduction, just going to pull a nice wee tape line right the way along here and down, and then I'm probably going to come across here and come up right the way along, just along the edge of this here and up and across, and just stone chip all this here. And then it doesn't actually have to be absolutely perfect with primer and filler and stuff anyway. Nobody's going to see it, we'll just stone chip it and that will do 100%. I'm in two minds what to do with this opening here. This opening had to be created so that it passes this part here. So this here obviously now has effectively made a tub like a Mark II Escort rally car or something like that there. But it was necessary to give the clearance. So although there will be no road dirt go in here now, I just don't like the opening. I know there's people in Japan leave these open, but I don't know what to do with it. I might close it in, I might use a bit of plastic, I don't know. Obviously this here needs a wee bit of seam sealer put onto it where I folded the metal around, but you can just see I had to put a wee small bracket in there just to hold it. But yeah, she's taking shape. So yeah, as said in the introduction, so basically these quarter panels have been screwed on. They're not being screwed on, they're going to go on with these hidden fixtures, but I had to screw them on to get them into their position. So where the screws are at now is basically where the fixtures are going to go and be. So if we can see just here, there's one there, another one down there, another one over there, a few up over there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of sacrificial screws into a couple of places, because basically once I take the screws out, there's nothing holding the panel in its position. So whenever I'm putting the bond on, so I need to have like a locating dial, if you like, in it. So what we'll do is we'll put a couple of very small screws in. I know it's going to create another couple of holes in the door or in the panel, but I sort of have to do it to locate the panel. But yeah, so now on to fitting those locating panels or locating screws and grinding off the material from the backside of the fiberglass so that it can fit the fixtures. So here we go. Okay, so that's the panel removed from the door, but now you can actually see what the bit of fiberglass that we have put in is doing. So yeah, I think it's doing quite a good job. So we'll do, as we move down, you can just see with plenty of clearance, and there's the wee bracket that I made. But yeah, it's madness Absolute madness what we're doing here, but kind of needs to be done. So these wee boys here, this is the wee fixtures I'm going to be using. They're a composite bonding fixture. They're an M5, so we're going to make the holes for them 7mm, just to give us a wee bit of wiggle room whenever we're going to fit the panel. So we'll just bore all the mounting holes here now, throw them in, see if the base plate needs bent just to the shape of the body, and then we'll start offering panels up to them. Paddy was here, he had to do this wee pocket around the petrol flap, so that's for the new hinge. The new hinge actually goes in here like that there, so it does. So yeah, again a bit of work. Right, okay, so what we've done is removed all the quarter panels. Removed all the quarter panels. We've now drilled the quarter panel on the door to fit the composite fixtures, so that's in there. What we've done, we've had to put a wee bend in them to suit the curves of the body, so we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in total down the side of the car. That is it. So what we did was, whenever we fitted them, there was a wee bit too much meat on the base plate, so what we've done, we've had to grind them down, take a wee bit of meat out of it, and then grind the back side of the fiberglass, so that whenever you set the fiberglass panel on, it sits flush. So you'll see here we put masking tape down, then put parcel tape down. That is just so that the epoxy panel bond releases, so that hopefully, in theory, we're going to be able to get the panel off. So fingers crossed, because I don't know what way this here has been done. So done. We have already put the panels back on, test fitted them, made sure the locating screws are in place. All the panels are sitting as they should, nice and tight. This is just a woman of prayer here, hoping that this works. So in behind here, all we've done is go with a flap disc, just to scallop this here out a wee bit, so there's a bit of a recess for the composite fixture to fit. It also should leave a wee tiny gap between the panel and the actual composite fixture, so that there is a bit of bond. What we don't want is the composite fixture sitting dead tight up against the fiberglass, because then there's actually no strength in it. You want to have a wee tiny gap so that the panel bonds there and actually gets the squeeze through all the holes to hold it in place. So what we're using is wayside speed bond, made by Wayside, structural epoxy system. It's a 2-part system, so it's a 24-hour cure. So once we get this here on, we use the locating screws to hold it in place, and then we will put this onto the fixtures. And if there's any wee bits of the fiberglass is pulling out, we'll duct tape that down in place, leave it for 24 hours, fingers crossed, it comes off no problem. Okay. So basically guys, just what you're seeing in this sort of speeded up clip is myself and Toby just applying all the panel bond to the fixtures on the backs of the quarter panels, and then starting to get the locating screws put in, and duct taping any bits that are rising up off. You will see a few wee bits here. We'll have to pull panels back, put a bit more epoxy into it, but all in all it went pretty smoothly. Alright folks, that's her pulled out of the shed. Quarter panel is now bonded on. As you can see, we've had to put duct tape on just to pull any wee bits that were sitting out in. So effectively now, once this bond goes off, all those fixtures are already nipped up tight, so effectively now the panel can't be pulled in. What I didn't want to happen was the way you see on drift cars and you see on other sort of show cars, you see the panels dipping where there's either bolts or there's pop rivets and all that sort of stuff. So again, people are going to think that these are bonded on. They're not. I'm able to remove all these panels, so the duct tape's only there temporarily just to pull everything in nice and tight till the epoxy sets. As you can see now, the side skirts are fitted. We also just put on the rear valance just to sort of get a bit of a finished look of the car. So Andre from Freedom Design, obviously he was sent me the quarter panels, so they were in a smaller box than these would fit in, so these had to be cut. So Andre, what a guy, actually made me a template out of the mold for the actual side skirts to join them in the exact right position, screwed them in, re-fiberglassed them, and as you can see the resin has actually went in here and it's pretty much perfect. So it is. Again, shout out to Andre, because you'd have been bait. You would never have got these in the right position, because the bottom of them's not flat, the top of them's not flat. You couldn't have set them anywhere. You would never have got it right. So what a guy for coming up with that there. So onto the front now. Again, very sorry I didn't do any videos. I should have done. I was by myself, so I just didn't have time to be setting up cameras and all that sort of stuff. But everybody always goes on that you need X, Y, and Z and blah 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 to fit these bonnets, GTR bonnets to a GTT. Well, with this here, I have not bought any parts whatsoever. Effectively, what I have done is I made a plate out of aluminium to move the bolts inwards by, I think they're 22mm, and forwards just to suit the GTR bonnet. So effectively this hole starts at the top of this hole. That's how much farther up they are. Whenever the car's painted, the underside of the bonnet is going black, so I'm going to paint those little brackets black, so you're never going to see them. As for the latch and whatnot, everybody says you have to buy the latch, you have to buy this part here. This part here basically normally sits at an angle. So what I did was completely remove it off the car, bent it up the way so that it sits 90 degrees. Obviously I had to put a wee small nick in here, so I have, and then there is a 10mm spacer in behind here to move this whole assembly back to make it catch the latch in the bonnet. Then all I had to do was slightly bend this here and give it a wee tweak up so that you're able to release your bonnet. Also there's a wee small Z-shaped bracket way down the bottom. All in all, I say it took about 20 minutes to make up these here. Very simple measure, and all I did was measure from bolt to bolt on our original bonnet, bolt to bolt on this bonnet here. That got me my centers, split it in half to sort out whatever distances I needed for there, and then this here didn't take. All in all, by the time I had to do all modifications, maybe an hour, whereas to buy all end bits is God knows what out of Nissan. Yeah, I mean, everything's on, latches, first click, easy peasy. So that's it, that's as far as we can go here now, guys. As I said to you, we will, I will be doing a more in-depth video on actually the process of fitting those quarter panels. Trust me, it's just not a case of firing it on. So now Toby's here giving me a hand. He's in behind the camera there, so thanks to him. Otherwise I'd be completely bait. I wouldn't be able to do it. You just need a set of hands. It's not possible to do this here by yourself. So we will do an in-depth video on this side here on what's involved in actually closing in the gap and all that sort of stuff. So that's us for this episode. So see you later.